Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NASCAR Mountain Dew Cup Series sign-ups slash rules slash information about the series. So we're going to be showcasing the cars entering in the Mountain Dew Cup Series, the rules, and of course, alongside the cars, the drivers too. So something totally different in stop motion that you've probably never seen before that we are having in our series is, of course, Cup Series. But before the Cup race, Xfinity highlights. We are going to be having a little bit of a fantasy roster for the Cup Series. We do have some Xfinity people coming in who aren't actually a part of it. The custom cars, they're not the best looking thing, but they'll work. They won't be at the front too much, so don't worry about that, except for the road courses, maybe. The Xfinity cars, they are on 1998 models. Those are all custom cars, so yeah. For the custom cars, before I show you them, I'm just going to tell you, I put tape over the number. I kept the rest of the car, just taped over the number. It's not the exact best looking thing, but I think it looks good enough. We're going to be going in order of first manufacturer. It'll be go Chevy, Ford, Toyota. And then for the team order, it'll be the one car, then going down the list. So let's get our first team now. Now for our first team, we have Trackhouse Racing. And now we're just going to be showcasing you the cars for Trackhouse. So full time in the number 1 is going to be Ross Chastain. All right. Part time in the number 91 is going to be Shane Van Gisbergen. And full time in the number 99, Daniel Suarez. All right. Our next team is going to be Richard Childress Racing. Now, first off, driving the number 3 full time is Austin Dillon. Driving the number 8 full time is Kyle Busch. Driving the number 33 part time is Austin Hill. Now we move to the Xfinity Series. Driving the all of the Xfinity cars are full time, just so you know. So driving the 2 is Jesse Love. Driving the 3 is Cup driver. So each week there will be a different Cup driver entering that seat. And driving the 21, Austin Hill. Next up, we will have Hendrick Motorsports, and all of their drivers are full time. First up is Kyle Larson. Next, we have in the 9, Chase Elliott. In the 24, William Byron. And in the 48, Alex Bowman. Next up, we have Spire Motorsports, and yet again, all drivers are going to be full time. First off, we have in the number 7, Corey LaJoy. Next up, in the number 71, Zane Smith. And lastly, in the number 77, Carson Hocevar. And our next team is Colleague Racing. First off, we have going to be driving full time. The number 13 is going to be. Part-time Ty Dillon. Over here, we have part-time in the number 16, AJ Allmendinger. And full-time in the 31, Daniel Hemrick. Now, moving over to Xfinity Series. Again, all Xfinity drivers full-time. We have the number 11 of Josh Williams, the number 16 of AJ Allmendinger, and the number 97 of Shane Van Gisbergen. Next up, both full-time driving for Rick Ware Racing. We have the number 15 of Kaz Gralla and the number 51 of Justin Haley. And our next team being JTG Dodgery, going to be driving the number 37 is going to be Justin Allgaier, part-time. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And driving the number 47 full-time, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Next team will be Legacy Motor Club, starting off with full-time driving the number 42 is going to be Noah Gregson. Now I know he left there in 2020 at the end of 2023, and it is now Jonathan Nemecheck, but he's going to be in that thing for a reason because let's just say he's not going to be in the 10. And driving full-time in the number 43, Eric Jones. And part-time, going to be the number 88, not 84. I'm actually just going to be putting him in the 88. Jimmy Johnson. Also the sponsor of the series. Next up, independent for what I believe is New York Racing. I have the teams written on my paper. 3 letters. I have NYR. I believe it's New York Racing. Might be wrong. Then number 44, part-time of JJ Yaley. Another independent car for the money team, Connor Daly driving the 50. Also, when I say team sponsor with that Jimmy Johnson car, I don't mean Legacy Motor Club. Of course, I mean Mountain Dew. When I wrote this next one down, I was just going by my memory. It is Beard Motorsports. I don't actually know if they rebranded. If they did, I'm sorry. But it's the number 62. Oh, yeah, the 50 is part-time. Forgot to say. Oh, also, reminder, you get to pick one NASCAR Cup Series Mountain Dew and one NASCAR Xfinity Series Mountain Dew driver. And the number 62 part-time, it's Anthony Alfredo. A lot of independent teams. Next up is another independent. Next up, going to be taking on the manufacturer of Chevy for this season. Driving the number 67 is P.R.O, myself. Driving the number 67 Target Custom. Gotta love it. Yep, the Target Custom for me. This one, it's not available to choose. Because this one is me who's choosing it. We are at the end of our Chevrolet NASCAR Cup Series. Next, we will move on to Xfinity teams. Yet another independent driving for, what's it called again? Oh yeah, Live Fast Motorsport. I also don't know if they changed that. They did, my bad. The number 78, part-time of BJ McLeod. Now, I also forgot to mention the 67 is, what's it called? Full-time. Now on to the Xfinity Chevrolet teams. Okay, to be honest, I actually have no idea what manufacturer all these Xfinity teams are. So I'll just do the Xfinity teams at the end, except for, like, for instance, Joe Gibbs Racing, who has Cup and Xfinity. I will do those at the same time, but at the very end, I will have all the Xfinity-only teams. So now we're moving on to Fords. Starting off with arguably the most popular Ford team, it is Penske. All of these drivers are going to be full-time that we are showing, starting off with the number 2 of Austin Cindric, the number 12 of Ryan Blaney, and the number 22 of Joey Logano. I kind of fell over there. In a way, this team is tied for the most drivers right now, but it has the most Cup entries, and they're all full-time. So, Stewart Haas Racing might just gain the most points. With 5 Cup drivers and 1 Xfinity, let's start off with the number 4 car now. Some of you will be excited. Some of you will be surprised. It's Kevin Harvick driving his last series for Season 1 Mountain Dew Cup Series. He will be in the 4. And also running his last series full-time in the 10 will be Eric Almirola. So both those guys not retiring just yet. Next up, driving the number 14 is going to be Chase Briscoe. Full-time. Moving along here, we have full-time. The number 26 is going to be Josh Berry. That used to be an old Penske guy I had back when I had Cindric in the 2 and Newman in the 6. I made a 26 because 2 Keselowski's old number, 6 is a new one. But that'll be Josh Berry actually running for Stewart Haas Racing. We'll take that forward. Next up, we have Ryan Preece in the number 41 full time. And moving along to Xfinity, we have the 00 of Cole Custer. Our next team going to have 2 full-time drivers, 1 part-time. It is Roush Fenway Keselowski. And first up driving full-time in the number 6 is going to be Brad Keselowski. Also driving full-time in the number 17 is going to be Chris Buescher. And part-time in the 60 is going to be David Reagan. Our next team going to be independent. Is Wood Brothers Racing with the number 21 of Harrison Burton. Next team is going to be Front Row Motorsports. 2 full-times, 1 part-time. First off, it is going to be the 34 of Michael McDowell. Then next up, kind of a surprise even to me, it is the 36. Now, of course, I would have made it Zane Smith, but he is now with Spire. So I've decided to make it Josh Bilicki. He will be driving the 36 for part-time this season. And next, I think you can probably guess it, it's the 38 of Todd Gilliland. Full-time. We now move on to Toyotas. Now we have the biggest team yet with 8 cars, ranging from, my bad, I gotta fix a cord, from Cup to Xfinity, 5 Cup entries, 3 Xfinity entries for Toyota. It is Joe Gibbs Racing. We're gonna start off here with our full-timer in the number 11 of Denny Hamlin. Next up, we have part-time. Might be a surprise, but I like it. It's the 18 of Riley Herbst. Now, in the 19 full-time is Martin Truex Jr., and in the 20 full-time is Christopher Bell. Moving along here, we now have in the 54 full-time Ty Gibbs. And moving on to Xfinity, in the 18 we have Sheldon Creed. In the 20, John Hunter Nemechek. And in the 81, what's his name again? Chandler Smith. Next up, we have 2-car team of not Trackhouse, 23XI. In the 23 full-time is Bubba Wallace, and in the 45 full-time is Tyler Reddick. We now move on to our Xfinity teams that are separate from the Cup Series, starting lowest to highest number. I totally forgot there's a 7th entry for Stewart Haas Racing. It's the number 98 of Riley Herbst. I'll show you the car real quick here. I just gotta get it 1 second. My bad, guys. I totally forgot that there was another Stewart Haas Racing car. Now, I'm actually recording on my phone. Hold on 1 sec. I gotta get my headset on. Okay, I'm actually recording on my phone, so I can't really Google stuff. So I wrote down SGR. I have no idea what team that is. But we have the 07 of Patrick Emmerling. I don't know what SGR is. If any of you guys know, you can come or comment it to let all the other people know. But yeah, I really don't remember. But we have the 07 of Patrick Emmerling. That's all that really matters. Next up, what I believe is one of the most, if not the most popular Xfinity team in junior motorsports. First off, we have the number 1 Wait a second. I totally forgot. That 36 of Josh Bilicki, I changed that like a day ago to Sam Mayer. So the 36 is actually Sam Mayer. If you choose Josh Bilicki and the 36, it's actually Sam Mayer. I totally forgot. But in the one car is Sam Mayer for Junior Motorsports. In the 7 is Justin Allgaier, my favorite. In the 8 is Sammy Smith. And in the 9 is Brandon Jones. I totally forgot I made those changes because I've been making changes nonstop for the past like 3 days because I've been planning it a lot. Next up for JDM, I have no idea what team JDM is. All I know is the drivers who drive for that team. I just had to fix a cord. It is Dawson Cram in the 4 and Garrett Smithley in the 6. Next up is OMS, and yet again my brain is not strong enough to remember what the team name is, but it's OMS. I don't know what the full name is. Driver number 5, Anthony Alfredo.